and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's gang.
When I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Are you tired of being lied to about some magical economic recovery that only benefits the 1%? And then when the market does collapse, you're sitting there calling your broker, what do I do? When you should be shorting? Learn how to short the market. Continue to listen to my radio show, philsgang.com. Become a member, only $39.95 a month, and learn how to short.
Don't wait. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hey folks, Phil Grandy from Phil's Gang Radio Show. Are you going to let Wall Street control your financial freedom? Are you nuts? Learn what Wall Street doesn't want you to know, especially how to profit in a stock market crash. I'm offering a 10-day free trial to our Working Investor Program. No nonsense, just actionable insights. Don't miss out. Sign up to be a Phil's Gang member and secure your financial freedom. Visit www.philsgang.com today.
That's philsgang.com. philsgang.com. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy this stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right. Follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Hey, welcome to Phil's Gang. Well, I promised a rally. I told you we would have a rally going into our last crash, just like 2008. This feels just like it. People are going to get killed today. People are going to get killed. I can't believe it. People are jumping into these stocks and chasing them, especially the bank stocks. Now, remember, I said on October 31st, I told my gang members, they're going to have this last rally, and what's going to lead this last rally, and I told them to buy scouts on XLF, that's the banks, ETF for the banks, and the Qs. Now, I was on October 31st. I said, you got to buy a scout. That's just to get you started. It's like having a bookmark so you don't forget. And then you start adding to your position. So I told them October 31st, this was going to happen. It's exactly what happened in 2008. November 1st, I sent them out another alert. And that alert, I said to them, and I have it right here. I thought I had it right here. But same thing. I said, the banks, they're going to be using these banks to push this market, to push this last rally. The banks. And I pointed that out, and I sent that out to every one of my gang members, saying, so you got to be watching these banks. That's what's going to push this market up. But remember that it's not sustainable. That's what people don't understand. And I kept informing my members on October, in November, and then again on November 10th. That was last Friday. So I've been pointing out all along that we're going to have this big rally, but you've got to remember the banks aren't going to hold up. Remember, you got to understand, why on earth did the banks and the big tech stocks drop 30% from January 4th, 2022 to that magical October 13th everybody talks about? Why? Both the tech and the banks. Well, let me tell you about the banks. The banks are so over leveraged and they're not the leadership anymore. Remember, banks used to lead. Banks, since the beginning of Wall Street, since the first trade, banks always lead the market, always creates the direction. You follow the banks. Always follow the banks, you know which way the market's going, and then you follow the small mid-cap stock, symbol IWM, to understand the sentiment of the market. What's really going on inside the market? And you only get that from IWM. That's the symbol. That's the Russell 2000. That's the heart. That's the belly. That's the whole deal. I mean, that's the sentiment pile right there. It's never wrong. This is a last-ditch effort. Now, you had to be in these stocks. Like, we are in these stocks. For example, Citigroup gapped up today. But Citigroup, we got into Citigroup and Goldman Sachs and all those stocks around October 30th. Goldman Sachs. Big gap up today. But again, we got into Goldman Sachs, again, October 30th. October 30th. So we're already in these. So what you do today when it gaps up, these are called gap ups or islands. And what's going to happen that people don't know what they're doing, those are going to back and fill. So in other words, if the stock closed last night at 325 and opened up this morning and the low is at 330, well, that gap between, let's say, 324 and 330 and the high is 341, people are jumping at 341, getting all excited. I got to get him. I got to get him before it gets higher. I got to get him before it gets higher. No. Because it's going to backfill from that 341 back to where it gapped up. There's that little space, let's say, between 324 and 330 for sake of argument, if you follow me on the chart. This is where people get killed. Listen to the fake Business News Network. And this was all caused by, oh, wait a minute, inflation. Wow, we were expecting to come in at 3.2. And it came in at 3.1. I mean, 3.3, it came in at 3.2. Wow, are we lucky? Imagine, 3.3. We thought inflation was going to be 3.3. Horrible, 3.3. But it came at 3.2 and it saved us. Bye. What are you, nuts? Now, see, when you started to buy, you should have been buying on October 13th. You should have been buying these stocks, again, on even as late as October 23rd. You don't buy them today. It gets me so frustrated. People are in there buying. I got to get in before they go higher. Hope you missed it. Hope you didn't get in today. This is crazy. You really believe what the government's telling you about inflation? That we dodged a bullet from 3.3 to 3.2? When inflation's 15%, you know that. You go to the gas pumps, you go get food. You really think inflation is 3.2? Oh my God, thank God we missed 3.3. Whoa, that was a close one. This is crazy. Ask yourself, why is it that if both the bank stocks and the tech stocks, after rallying from 2009 to 2022, 1,200% and 600%, why did it give it all back? Most of it back to that October 13th low. We went from 2022, January, to October 2022. Why? Or here's a better question. Why is it from October 13th that the tech stocks started to rally? When the reason they crashed, the tech stocks from 2022 to October 2022, the reason when they went down about 30%, these tech stocks, is because they're overvalued. And the rates went up. See, tech stocks were doing fine, and we had a 1,200% rally as long as the 10-year Treasury is 1.1%, 1.4%, 1.5%. That was fine. But it wasn't fine for us, the nation, because that's inflationary. But when all of a sudden, all this printing of money to keep driving interest rates down to zero, and we got 40-year inflation, not just from the printing of money to bring interest rates down to zero, but Biden, remember, he wanted to destroy our oil independence, so gasoline would go up. People don't understand that either. Think about it. Why would anybody in this country who became president, why would you want to destroy oil? Why would you want to destroy the oil sector? Why would you go to war with oil? When we got, 400 years of oil underneath the ground and we could be drilling, and we stopped it? Why would you destroy it? Because the reason is because, remember, they're trying to destroy small businesses. Well, who runs small businesses? Remember, the Republicans and the Democrats both lie to us. They both say they care about us, the people. They care about us, the people. No, they don't. Republicans care about hardworking people. The Democrats don't care about hardworking people. They're trying to get rid of small businesses and small companies. Who do they care? Who do they take care of? Big companies.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
When I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
The feds have raised interest rates again, and AI is the topic of the day. No matter what the financial headlines are, be a successful investor with Phil's Gang at philsgang.com. Take advantage of the free 10-day trial for the Working Investor Program. Phil Grandy has put together the tools you need to understand the stock market, with full access to the Phil's Gang website and access to Phil's Pro 2 color-coded charting software. Know with confidence when to buy, sell, and short a stock. Members also have access to Coffee Talk. Every morning at 8:30 Eastern, Phil Grandy talks about what's happening on Wall Street that day. Want to be a better investor? Then take advantage of the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com. You'll find many more features and tools for the working investor. After the trial, it's just $59.95 a month for membership. Invest with the best. Phil's Gang at philsgang.com. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, we're fine, Phil's Gang, because we got into these stocks when nobody wanted the banks. Now, again, in October 13th, remember we had a rally from October 13th to January of 2023, and halfway up in March is when the banks collapsed. So think about this way here. This is so unbelievable that people are buying these stocks today. They have no idea what happened in 2008, how they're getting set up. And it's okay to buy stocks, but you don't buy them now. You should have bought them with us early on, like our oil stocks when nobody wanted oil. But again, going back, just think of the logic. So if the market rallied, we'll take the banks and we'll take the tech, okay, and they rallied from 2009 to 2022, let's use just 30%. And then they couldn't hold it. They couldn't hold it. Why couldn't they hold the rally? Because two things. Because remember, the banks always lead. The banks always lead. And the banks, because of all the zero rates, were so leveraged, loaning to everybody, anybody, that they leveraged themselves so much, especially between 2020 and 2022. That's why they collapsed in March. Silicon Valley Bank, First Republic. And you think today you're going to buy a bank and you're going to make a lot of money and you're going to hold on to it? What are you, nuts? So after that collapse of October 13th, 2022, when they gave that all back, they said, well, let's rally the market again. So what did they do? Well, they couldn't use the banks because the banks just collapsed because the banks were over leveraged. So they said, let's switch leadership. They won't know the difference. People won't know the difference, says the fake business news networks. So in October 13th, 2022, they said, let's use the tech stocks to lead. We'll use the tech stocks. But they said, well, we can't rally them. Why? Because they just collapsed 30% from January 2022 to October where we are today because interest rates are too high. The yields are at 4%. Remember, they were going up for 13 years because they were at 1.5%. Now the 10-year Treasury yield's at 4%. That's why it crashed. How are we going to go up now with 4% when we crashed because of 4%? I didn't think about that. That's right, don't worry about it. What we'll do is turn around and manipulate it. We'll do some financial engineering called QE. Let's print more money. Let's just print more money. Or hell, why print it? Why don't we just go and crowd everybody out? Why don't we just go to and send a letter out, okay? One of Yellen's favorite thing, her refunding letter. Let's send a refunding letter to China and Japan, and let's to the big insurance companies and the big hedge funds and all the biggest banks around the world. Hey, we're broke. We need money. Loan us the money, would you? Jeez. And that's what she did, by the way. So again, when we rallied that market from October 2022 to 2023, remember that 30% rally on the way up, it was led by the very tech stocks that just crashed because the 10-year yield was above 4%. So how could it rally if the 10-year yield was above 4%? Because they created a pool, I told you this a million times, the Federal Reserve created a pool, they printed money, about $15 trillion, and they also borrowed money by Yellen sending out her famous letter asking for money. And they put the pool together and they said to the 4 biggest banks, which the Fed controls, or 5 biggest banks that they control, you go in now, buy all Apple stock and buy all Microsoft stock so we can get a rally going. Because if you don't do that, we can't get a rally going because tech stocks won't go up when yields are at 4%. They only go up when it's at 1.5%. That's how the rally went up. And then when we got from October to March 2023, because again, now the banks, because they're so over leveraged, keeping the interest rates at 0 for 13 years, they got so over leveraged, the banks collapsed. So now you got Silicon Valley Bank, First Republic, Signature, all collapsing because they have a losses of unrealized losses of $50 billion. And when people come to the window and they want to take their money out of the bank and go buy treasuries, they can't because they can't give them the money. So because now they got all these losses. And then they have another 180 banks. This was in March now. Remember, the market's going up, and you're in there buying these stocks. March. So all of a sudden, another 180 banks are insolvent, but they don't tell you. And the only thing holding up the 180 banks right now, okay, is the investment program, Bank Term Funding Program. They're running so fast to the window for this bank funding program. They're ruts in the pavement. They're going there so fast because they don't want to collapse. 180 banks. So now we finally get to July 27, 2023. They can't hold that rally either for the same reasons. Because again, the big banks, the small banks, they're over leveraged. They're broke. The only way they stay alive is by the government printing this money or borrowing money so these banks can go and get the money for their clients when they want to cash out. So you're telling me today this rally, this is a good rally. Are you kidding? I'm sitting here watching Dow go up 500 points. I'm just laughing. Now, remember, we're still in the bank stocks. Because remember, we said to our members on October 31st, again in November 1, November 10th, we send out alerts to keep buying, keep your eye on the banks in the queue, the XLF and the Q, because those are the ones that are going to drive the market. But it's not sustainable, So we had, remember, we've collapsed, we have 4 different failures from January 27th down to the low of, I think that was October. Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. So, look, when you hear also how debt has no relevance, that's what they're saying to us. Debt has no relevance. It doesn't put a strain on the economy. Then why are we crowding people out? Remember, there's only 2 things that are keeping this market up temporarily, and why it's going to have, we're going to have the biggest crash ever. One is crowding out, and the other, of course, is the funding program. We'll talk more about that and some stops when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner. who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. You know, over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. You know, I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, it's like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's nothing better than learning from the experts, especially when it comes to investing your hard-earned money.
Hi, this is Phil Grandy, host of Phil's Gang Radio Show. At Phil's Gang and philsgang.com, I have one goal in mind: to help you become a skilled investor in the stock market and find your financial freedom. With the Working Investor Program, you will learn what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. You'll develop skills like selling short and how to profit, even in a stock market crash. This is the real world investing information that will give you the edge to be successful in the stock market. No gimmicks, just real strategies, and I'll make the offer even better with a 10-day free trial of the Working Investor Program.
Once you're in the gang, you're in the know. And with the free 10-day trial of the Working Investor Program, there's no reason not to give it a try.
Become a Phil's Gang member and reclaim your financial freedom. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up, or why there's continued inflation, or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
You're starting to feel the pain trickle through on the lower end of businesses and households. But, most households and most businesses are actually still quite healthy.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Healthy? Are you kidding me? Where's this guy come from? Healthy? Do you know if you could even get a bank loan if you're a small business? And what I said earlier is you got to understand who's making these decisions to make sure our oil stays in the ground. And so gasoline goes up. Food goes up. Who makes these decisions? They stay in the ground. Why would anybody do that? Why would they take rates? Or worse, why would Yellen go around begging for money to crowd us all out so that it hurts the working people? Because, see, they want to destroy the middle class. They want to destroy the big business. See, one thing that these Marxists and socialists, or whatever you want to call them, they hate the middle class because they're entrepreneurial. They can't control them. Why do you think they opened the border? Because they want the people come over from the border. They can control them, give them stuff, control them. They can't control entrepreneurs. They can't control the middle class because they built the country. They're entrepreneurial. They got to get rid of that. And that's what they do. I'm not trying to sound like a crazy man here, but I'm telling you, that's exactly what they do. And that's the result of what's going on now. I mean, we're just destroying our country. Here, give me explain. They're trying to tell us now that debt has no relevance. It puts no strain on the economy. Well, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Because when you have debt, and we're spending $2 trillion more than we're taking in tax revenue, that really puts a strain on the economy. Because what happens is when you have debt and the federal government has to borrow, the economy becomes less productive. Wage growth gets stunted. But the crowding out is what people don't understand. When Biden spends more than the tax revenue he takes in, that causes a deficit. It causes the deficit to rise. And Yellen has to pay down the deficits by law. There's no choice. And she has to do it by what? Borrowing money to replenish. So when he spent $2 trillion in the last 4 months, and prior to that, in 90 days, $1 trillion, she has to replenish that checking account. So she borrows from the very people who are loaning Caterpillar money, loaning Delta Airlines money, who are loaning money to a big developer that's building in Las Vegas a hotel and casino and a golf course. Again, remember, these people who are lending money, okay, for development, housing development, business development, I'm talking big time stuff, she goes to them and says, wait a minute, don't lend to a company that specializes into lending to small businesses, startup business. Don't lend to them. We'll give you more money. We'll give you more interest. We'll give you far more interest. Don't lend to Caterpillar. Don't lend to Delta. Don't lend to that construction company that's building a golf course in Vegas or in Aspen. Don't loan to the company that's building a bridge. Because what we're going to do is we're going to loan to us, the government. We'll give you far more interest. And that's what they do. That's called crowding out. That kills us. This is what they've been doing for the last almost 4 years. Crowding out. So when you take money out of the system by Yellen going to him and say, I'm going to give you an interest rate of, sell you a bond for, a 3-month bond for 5%, people aren't going to loan their money to somebody else. They're going to loan it to the government. Well, that's called crowding out. And that is a real problem for us. Because once you start taking the money out of the system and you're loaning it, okay, not to what is productive, but you're loaning it to the government who's not productive, so they can keep paying their bills, the economy really gets screwed. So every time, think about this, every time you hear Biden is spending more money than he takes in tax revenue, then that means that Yellen comes in and you're a little business, you want to expand. Let's say you have a restaurant, you want to open up 2 more restaurants. And you go to that kind of bank that does that. Well, she's gone to the bank and said, look, instead of loaning to people who want to open 2 or 3 restaurants, don't loan to them. How much do you get? You say, well, we'll get probably about 3.5%. Well, I'm going to give you 5%. It's called crowding out. And what does that do? It destroys wages, destroys productivity. It just destroys everything. This is what she's been doing for almost 3.5 years. I mean, this is terrible. Terrible. And then on the other hand, what they've been doing is the banks keeping interest rates too low for too long, lending, especially 2020, 2022. That's just creating tremendous debt, tremendous inflation. But if you were with us, we'd take advantage of this. Give you an example. When I told everybody my gang members in October, started in October, said that we're going to have a rally before the crash, and they're going to focus on the bank stocks, and they're going to focus on the tech stocks. How did I know that? Well, just look at the chart. Just go look at a chart from 2009 up to 2023. We had that big rally to 2022, and it crashed. It wasn't sustainable. Then from October 13th, infamous 2013, we had a rally up to 2023, July, and then it crashed. None of these rallies can hold. But we bought these at the right time. So, for example, we bought Apple when I told everybody in October, start looking for banks and start looking for tech stocks like Apple. So Apple is up now about, 12%. Microsoft is up about 12%. NVIDIA is up 23%. But see, we sent out alerts telling people early that this was going to happen. Same with the banks. We said focus on the banks as well, because those are the 2 sectors that got killed. Goldman Sachs were up 16%. Citi were up 15%. JP Morgan, 10%. But I'm not saying every gang member is up 16, 15, 10, and 12. I don't know what each gang member is up. But I do know that when we send our alerts, they're very, very clear what to do. So now what's happening is when you have a big gap up today because of this big BS lie, this big BS story to get this rally going like they did in 2008. Remember what they got to do? They got to get JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Citi, the 5 biggest investment banks, has to get their pension funds out, make it a beautiful profit before the market crashes. This is all part of it. They did the same thing in 2008. This is financial engineering. This is what they do. So you want to be ready now on the other side, just like 2008. When it's over and they got their people out, the market's going to tank. It's going to go down about 40%. One of my alerts, I said to him, you got to be patient. You got to be patient. It just when I saw this today, I just blew up. I said, "Oh my God! You know how many people are getting crushed today?" And and when a stock, let's say it closed at $22 and it gaps up at 25 this morning, people go, "I got to get in before it goes higher." So if it closed at 22 last night and he sees the stock open this morning at 25, what do they think? I got to get in before it goes higher. Instead of saying, whoa. That's a gap up. That's an island. No, they're going to back and fill that. I'm going to wait. Let it come back, then I'll go in and get it. This is what we do. This is what we teach.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals, you follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up, or why there's continued inflation, or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. If you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the fake Business News Network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
When they give you these CPI numbers and you believe them, and then you react to the market like what happened today. My members today, I told them, sell into this gap up. But remember, we got everybody into these stocks October 31st. Again, November 1. In fact, in November 1 is where I sent out at 8:40 at 8:40. I said, continue to watch the banks and especially the banks, and because they're going to use this sector, the bank sector, to try to rally the market. And we were right. Today, it's the bank sector that's leading. It's leading over the tech sector. But we got them both. We did both of them, and that's all we focused on. And now today is a day where you collect. So when a stock closes like at 22, and this morning opens up at 25, 99.999% of the people are jumping in saying, I got to get it at 99 before it goes higher. You understand how that works? I mean, it's amazing. So if last night the stock closed at, let's say, $25 and opens up at 30 and skip between 25 and 30, they don't realize that's going to back and fill. It's going to come back somewhat close to that 25. Instead, they see it at 30. And I got to get in before it goes to 31. I got to get in before it goes to 32. And they lose money. They always lose money. It's also referred to as an island. But just simply, it's going to backfill that 30 to 25. It's going to backfill. Then when it does that and holds the 25, and then it goes up and makes a new high, that's when you buy, because now you got new money coming in. Because a lot of this money is not new money. It's people who are shorting, covering their position. So, again, the thing that really crushes us, okay, and crushes our whole economy, especially the middle class, is, as I talked earlier, is this crowding out. Crowding out's a terrible thing, because when she goes out and she keeps begging for money, and look what happened. Our credit rating got hit twice. First with Fitch, then Moody. And you know what they do? Because they see that, they tell her, we want higher rates, and we have to pay them. See, you got to think that why would these rallies hold when they didn't hold any other rally? What's changed? What changed that this rally will hold, even though the other 400 and 500 and 700 point rallies didn't hold? Why are people jumping in today? Aren't they ever thinking, well, wait a minute, the other rallies that were at 500, 600, 700, they didn't hold. After 3-4 days, they gave it all back. And again, when this crowding out occurs, this couldn't be worse. Couldn't be worse when they take money and compete and go to Japan or China or some institution and say, look, I'll give you more money. Okay, I'll give you higher interest rates. I'll give you much higher interest rates than the guy who's building a golf course. I'll give you higher interest rates. Then he has to lay people off. Wages go down. But this thing with the CPI and the PPI moves market is a joke. It's all a bunch of nonsense. Do you really believe that our inflation rate is 3.2? And we're lucky. We thought it was going to be 3.3. What are you, nuts? Listen to this. Listen to the lies out there. This is crazy. Listen to this.
We've been talking about the health of the U.S. consumer, and it does still seem to be pretty much intact.
But on balance, the consumer's doing fine, and I don't see any reason. There's been nothing has changed meaningfully in the last few days or weeks to suggest that this earnings season or going into the Christmas time, so to speak, is going to be suddenly weak as compared to the previous couple of weeks. So I have a little bit more of an optimistic take on the consumer than it sounds like some other people.
When you look at the U.S., what's different about the U.S. versus all the other countries we really look at is there's a massive gap between where real incomes are and where spending is. And so there's much more scope for that spending to fall down in terms of those income levels.
This is amazing.
We've also looked at credit card defaults on the rise, the highest level we've seen since the great financial crisis.
So she's talking about the credit defaults, really bad, credit card. And then how can this guy look at the same information?
But on balance, the consumer's doing fine.
How can he be doing fine when we have delinquencies coming out our yin-yang? Are you kidding? What are you, nuts? Bankruptcies are increasing. I'm not just saying this. Consumer confidence, we just got those numbers. Those numbers tanked from 63.8 to 60.4. That's huge. Consumers don't have confidence. And where are they getting their money to spend? From credit cards. from savings. That's where they're getting their money from, or from they cash in their equity in their home, or they take money out of 401k. They lie to you. So in order to protect yourself, the only place to go is the stock market. It does. It really does. It's the place to go. Because even if you just bought the spiders and did nothing else, buy the ETF spiders and just sell short when the market starts crashing. Or if you were with us, you could have bought the spiders in October, early October. You would have been making money. I mean, it's just mind-boggling to hear the stuff that they're talking about. Everything's fine. Look at the credit card delinquencies, up a record 24% in the last 11 months. And this guy can come out and say the consumer's doing fine. How's he doing fine?
But on balance, the consumer's doing fine.
Oh, on balance, he's doing fine. Even though his credit card delinquencies are up 24%. Auto delinquencies just busted through a 27-year high. But so how are they doing? How are they doing? Well, that's the Fake Business News Network. How are they doing?
But on balance, the consumer's doing fine.
Oh, okay, he's doing fine. I mean, it's just crazy. So what you want to do is keep looking at IWM. I don't care if you have no charts. Just go and find big charts and look for the Russell 2000. The symbol is IWM. This is going to tell you if the market's going to get better or the market's going to get worse. And right now it's telling you the market's going to get worse, okay? Not better, not better. And this proves also, if you look at IWM today, the big short covering. This wasn't new money going in. This is short covering. Everything that's happening today is not new money. It's short covering. But IWM is the key. IWM is the sentiment. Look at it as the sentiment pool. If you really want to know how investors feel, look at IWM. And you can see it. It's upside down. The pattern's upside down. It's like an upside down flag. Now, if you go and you take a look at gold, okay, the dollar's starting to drop. I told you, be patient. The dollar's going to drop and gold will start going up. Gold's starting to go back up. Gold mining stocks are starting to go back up, but you got to be patient. You got to be patient. Also, we told our members back in oh my God, when it was back in October, to start buying slowly TLT. What's TLT? Anybody who owns a bond, you know what it is. TLT measures how sad you are because you're in the bonds. Measures how sad you are. And so what we do is we buy your sadness, okay? Because we're going to make money on your sadness. Because what's going to happen is everybody who shorted the bond market that made you sad, pushed your bond value down, they got to buy it now. And that pushes it up. And already we bought some shares on October 23 at around $82, okay? And today it's at $89. $89. And gold, I would stick with either, that's a 7% gain. But we wouldn't get in it today. Why would we get in it today? Now, last night it closed at around $87, $87.79. This morning it opened at $87.20. It opened up this morning around $87.22. And then she shot right up to $89.79. That's a gap in between. If you chase that gap and think, I better get in now, okay, I got to get in at 89 before it gets to 90, you're going to lose money. Let it pull back, fill the gap in, and then make a new high. If the high today is 90.15, let it pull back, and then when it makes a new high tomorrow or the next day, then you can buy it. We'll help you. Join our gang, philsgang.com. Free for 10 days. We'll help save you.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.